I've had the opportunities in life that I've wanted.
I say I've had more opportunities.
Yeah, you've made.
So you three working-class girls don't feel bitter about a society that maybe gives one strata of it more opportunities than another?
No.
Not bitter.
Not at all.
I don't even think, to be honest, we consciously think about it until this programme comes up once every 7 years. I really don't think we even think about it. I do not sit there thinking, he actually was born into money. He's had more opportunity. I mean, it just doesn't even cross my mind.
I think that we all could have gone in any way that we wanted to at the time within our capabilities. I mean, we chose our own jobs. We were able to choose our own jobs quite freely.
If you've got a comfortable background, then perhaps it can make life easy. But I think you've also seen within this programme that it doesn't always work that way.
In some respects, I think that the boys and Susie didn't have such an open choice as we had. It was mapped out from such an early age as to where they were going, and they had to live up. It's a hard thing living up to parental expectations.
Before I'm old enough to get to job, I just walk around and see what I can find.
I was going to be a film star, but now I'm going to be an electrical engineer. Just more to reality, really. I often say I'm saving to settle down with Yvonne. And then I think to myself, I might buy a car instead. Since 21, I've got married, had a couple of kids. And, well, I don't think there's anybody else I could have ever married except Yvonne. It gives me my life, really, because we're together, we have the children and everything.
And what is it with Yvonne that you fell in love with?
Her nature, really. She's always quiet and thoughtful, except when she's laughing.
Tell me, do you have any girlfriends?
Well, not many.
What do you think about girls?
Well, not much.
When you decided to have the 5, did you want to have them close together?
Yeah, because if you separate each kids, you say one is 15 and one is 6, I mean, there's such an age gap that they could never get on. They never grow up together, they won't know each other.
Why did you want to have a large family?
Well, I wouldn't really call it a large family.
Well, I think it is large by average standards.
Yeah. We just wanted 5 kids, you know, we got exactly what we want, 3 boys and 2 girls. So, I mean...
You gonna have any more?
No, it's exactly that. It's a handful, you know.
Do you push your kids at school? Those that go to school already?
No, I don't push them. I encourage them on what they come home, when they come home, and I come home in the evening. They tell me what they've done. You know, if they've done anything bad, I tell them where they've gone wrong. And if they want, what's the word? Not encouragement, praise for what they've done, then I'll give it to them if they've done well, yeah.
Do you see maybe your kids are going to be smarter than you are?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of them already look like they're going to be smarter.
How are you going to handle that?
Keep them on my side. They say, where's your father then? You know, when your mum's out at work, instead of your father. And I just tell them I ain't got one.
What effect has that had on you?
Well, I don't think it's had any effect on me, because what you don't have, you don't miss. And 20 years ago, when I was born, you know, an illegitimate child, you know, that's something that's only whispered about. People, you know, feel strongly about it in those days, but nowadays it's not a serious matter. The serious point is whether you stay with somebody or you leave them.
What would you like to give your children that you never had?
I've got everything there. They've even got what I never had. So,
Which is what?
a father, isn't it? So, I mean, they've had everything.
I feel like bundling when there's already a fight. I always feel like that.
Simon was brought up in a children's home. He went back to live with his mother when he was 13.
I was at a boarding school and I liked the discipline. That gave me a kind of freedom.
And do you encourage that with your children?
Yeah, I do encourage that. They go to bed the same time every night and they get up round about the same time every morning. And they go to school the same time every day. You know, it's good to have discipline and routine.
But what about in your life? Do you think there's been too much routine?
No, not really. I mean, somebody else might think so, yeah, but I enjoyed having a routine. I enjoyed knowing where I was going to be next and what I had to do next, because that sort of relieved me from responsibilities.
At 21, he was working in the freezer room of Wall's Sausages in London.
How do you see the future as far as work goes?
Well, I know I can't stay at Wolves forever. I mean, it's just not me. I couldn't stay there for that long. My mind would go dead. How long have I been there? About 8 or 9 years or something like that. There's a lot of people I know there now. When I first went there, I mean, it's getting to know people. Now that I've been there so long, I mean, I know practically everybody who's in there. Now, I don't think your mind could go dead because I've got a lot to talk about every day I go to work, you know. There's always somebody says something smart, you know.
Just wonder, be just like anybody else, you know. Nothing too marvellous.
I feel okay just getting on with life, just sort of keeping up. But I know if I really wanted to, I could get on. Yeah, I only take a little spark in me to do it. I'm quite happy to stay there. It doesn't look like it's going to close down, so I mean, better the devil you know, innit?
And do you never feel you should be doing better jobs than these? Aren't you worth more than this?
No, I haven't really. I suppose I just like hard work, I don't know. But it's never really sort of worried me. I suppose it should, but it just hasn't. Not really interested in moving up the scale.
Why?
I don't need the hassle of being a charger, manager or whatever.
I had one dream when all the world was on top of me and everything was on it and I just about got out and everything flew up in the air. It all landed on my head.
See, I mean, everybody's got the same start. They've got a little bit of grey matter in their head and it depends how they use it and for what purpose. Yeah? If you're just going to be like me, take it easy through life, okay, right. If you're going to be somebody who really wants to go far, well, you have to push yourself. If you don't push yourself, you won't go up.
And did you want to go far, push yourself?
No, I want to get through life nice and easy.
Simon and his family live in a council flat in Southall, London.
What do you think about rich people?
Well, not much.
Tell me about them.
Well, they think they can do everything without you doing it as well.
Rich people, they have all different things, have everything they want, whereas poor people, they don't have nothing, and they know they haven't got nothing, and so they know they're missing something.
What are you missing?
Well, I'm missing a bike and a fishing rod. And
Are you envious of people who have a lot of money?
No, I may have been, but I can't envy them now because I've got what I want, so it's nothing that anybody can give me that's going to make me any happier. I could save for months and then just one day just go out and spend it and that's it. I would feel quite happy about it. I wouldn't worry about getting the next penny. If you don't plan anything, you'll never get by anyway. You could have millions and you won't know what you're going to do with it. If you just keep spending it, you have to know what you're spending.
Everybody's got to get used to knowing coloured people. And coloured people in turn have got to get used to being with white people. Because if either side doesn't work properly, They know how to work properly.
They're just the same as me, aren't they?
I mean, do you think it's hard being a black man in English society today?
It depends what you want, innit? If you just want to live in the society, no, it's not hard. If you want to fight the society, yes, it would be hard.
And have you ever wanted to fight it?
Not really, no. There's no need for it.
I've been to Madame Tussauds with my mum and the planetarium as well.
Do you want to go abroad?
Yeah. I'd like to go to Mallorca. Take a couple of weeks out there from everything. Relax myself.
I think I might like to sort of go out of this country, probably just for a holiday first, somewhere, anywhere, and then sort of think about settling down somewhere else. I mean, I could have got a job in some foreign parts, working for an automation packing firm. But when it came down to it, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to leave. So, I mean, I probably got a very narrow view of life because I don't really like travelling.
Does that worry you that you have that narrow view?
Worry me? You keep asking me if things worry me. No.
Does it concern you then?
Yeah, that's a different word. No, not really. It doesn't really concern me.
And what do you want for the future?
Watching my kids grow up, and when they're growing up, maybe seeing their children grow up as well.
Looking at some of the earlier films, it would seem that maybe you had a sad childhood and you didn't have a dad and you didn't have a lot of material things.
No, I wouldn't really call that a sad life. It's a different life to somebody with everything or thinks they have everything, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got everything, all the material things in the world. I mean, you're not going to be happy anyway because you still want the next thing down the road.
At the end of their very special day in London, after their trip to the zoo and the party, we took our children to an adventure playground where they could do just what they liked. Those from the children's home set about building a house. There's Nicholas. And Tony. Andrew. And Bruce. John. Susie. Jackie and her friends. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man. This has been a glimpse of Britain's future.